You guys can just answer yes or no to this. Is each of you aware of the Chase's relations with the downtown area and their history as of late?
Yes.
Somewhat, Kimberly, somewhat.
Yes.
Say it again.
Are you familiar with the Chase's history and their involvement with the downtown? Are you familiar with the way that the Chases have been portrayed, with what's been said about them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So, look. Basically, there was an interesting post on Facebook about a week and a half ago, I think, or 2 weeks ago, from today. And I'll read it to you guys, okay? And then I'm going to ask you guys something after this. Okay. This is like around the middle of it. So this isn't the beginning of it, but this is around the middle of it.
The John Kerem.
Yeah. Okay. So it says this. This is like in the middle of it. It sounds like the Chase family and Downtown Inc. is using / taking advantage of artists, musicians, and our community for that matter, to make themselves look like they are for the community, to further legitimize their displacement of real Santaneros, who most of the affected are people of color. This is the tactic that countless gentrifiers in urban cities across the states are using in their attempts to beautify, quote unquote, clean up, quote unquote, the image of the city, buy out local artists and musicians, and legitimize gentrification and displacement under the banner of, quote, we support the arts, unquote. Local bands saying shit like, now thanks to these changes in the community, we have more places to share our music. Parentheses, i.e. downtown music festivals. The fucking yos, ... Parentheses. All while the Chase family was evicting a community center off of 5th and Broadway that provided an open space for the community and musicians alike to organize events and shows. And parentheses, because they had a different vision for that space. Fuck that, let's keep it real. Let's take back our city. Where are the real Santaneros at? Is this the case with this mural? Excuse me. If this is the case with this mural, then I don't represent the interest. Then it don't represent the interests of my Santana. We cannot be collaborating with the same yuppies who are responsible for the displacement of our people. Do you agree?
Agree with what?
Do you agree with what he's saying? That you should not be collaborating or associating yourself
Let me say something.
with this people who are displacing, according to this person, displacing Latinos, displacing brown people, displacing Mexicans.
In this point, I just get something. I'm getting.
Okay.
Yes. Let's do something. I want to propose something for these people.
Go ahead, dude.
Let's make an open forum to talk about this point. Open. Let's get together, these guys, these groups. Let's get together in an open forum.
Well, the person who did this, from what I understand, is somewhat, if not a lot, if that's a term, associated with El Centro. So
Whoever.
at least they hang out there, they frequent the area and they frequent the group and all that. But so what do you guys think? Is it accurate?
Discussion about this.
Well, let me finish my point.
Okay.
So, okay.
Go ahead, finish your
I said it already. I think as an artist, we need to make a statement. I can't change the world, but I can give my point of view and I can do some effort to change this displacement. The way I can do it is paint the mural and make a statement culturally, plásticamente, by which I can say I'm a Mexican and I'm not going anywhere. This is my way to fight displacement. I can change the world. It maybe I'm wrong, but that's the only way. This is mi granito de arena to put it in this fight.
Yeah, I mean, and I think that's why we're kind of linked in a way, because, and alternatively, we're finding alternatives of how to affect balance, how to interact, how to infiltrate, how to do and have input differently than what's being done right now. And I think it's powerful. Art is powerful. Going to that, and I have to, it's nothing to compare, but I think about Diego Rivera and the time where he was painting murals for capitalists in America, right? And he's part of the Communist Party, and he's part of the labor movement, and his peers and his people very heavily criticize him for taking money from Rockefeller and from different capitalists around the world to paint their walls, to paint rich people's walls. He never compromised his vision, and of course we're not Diego Rivera's here. We hope to be, but I'm saying it's like, we're not compromising our vision of what the community looks like, what needs to be represented on that wall, what we want to leave back to the community, and that's our way of fighting displacement.
Let me
That's
ask
our
you
way.
this. Having heard all of the shit that's been talked on the mural because of the whole Chase link, would any of you prefer, or if you could have it your way, would you love it or not love it, but would you prefer or rather have never had a single cent from Chase and just had it been fully funded by the community or this and that in order to just avoid all this trauma? In other words, do you regret the fact that it's in some way funded by Chase?
No,
No?
not me, but I'm speaking
No,
for me.
and the reason I don't regret is because the wall is a city, it's property of the city.
The call was out there for we didn't go directly to Chase. We didn't go and ask him, oh, please give us a wall. We'll do whatever you want. We'll paint. He's not painting us. He's not even giving us all the amount of the material we're getting. He's only giving us some money. And I think that if he's giving us some money, then how come the other organizations are for the people? Why are they not giving us anything? I mean, it's not like he's really helping us with everything. So if they're putting that excuse that because he's helping us out, they're not gonna help us out, then I think it is a double standard. Because if he was giving us money, let's say he was paying for all the material and he was giving us money and paying us as artists, then I think it would be something different. But we are not here being paid. We are not here asking for money from him. We're asking for help from the community, from anybody. We asked from the beginning, was asked from anybody that was interested. I went into an internet radio and put it out there too. I asked people, and from the beginning we put out the word, we're looking for a wall. If anybody knows of a wall, and that's how it happened. It was a process. We're not. I wouldn't go back. This is how it's been going, and I'm looking to move forward. And I knew we were gonna get a lot of bad things from this, and we are getting it, but that's not gonna stop us. And I mean, if this does get stopped, it's because the community can't work together with itself, and they're doing something wrong, and they should be working together instead of working against each other. And from them putting this article up on the internet, I mean, they are saying a lot of bad things.
Well, it wasn't an article, it was just a comment, but yeah.
It was a comment, that thing, it looked like an article. They put it out there, and they're talking a lot. They're actually putting down these things, but they're also affecting us as individuals and as artists, because we do know a lot of these people. We work with them. I go to their open mics all the time, and I express myself.
What's this? Will there be any reference in this mural to gentrification and displacement?
No.
Asia?
I think that not in the way that maybe people think of it, because
So there will be in some way some reference.
of course there's it cannot not be, but maybe are we gonna have a
Okay, right.
rhetorical representation, a literal representation representation of gentrification, we're artists, man. We're creative beings. We don't need to go there. You know, there are other ways of showing who La Raza is, who our culture is, and what represents Santana. This is the thing. This mural is about, you know, building up community and representing the community and being positive and representing our strengths and our culture and representing our past and our heritage and where we come from and what our roots are and what's important to us. And I think with that, that's already talking about Santana. Do we need to go anywhere else?
The mural will have before and after kind of what Santa Ana used to be.
Oh, it will. They'll have
Yeah.
before and after.
Well,
but history.
Not like before gentrification and after, like no, but it will consist of. It's not complete yet. I mean, we don't have the complete sketch yet, but I know we all have talked about it as far as having.
So who came up with the core concept of the sketch? I know the sketch has like a corner block, right? Oh, it's the community.
And also as a group, we got
together and discussed
started sketching.
after reading about this.
The majority of what the community wants, as far as like they want to see the architecture. That's why they come to Santa Ana, because of the buildings. So there will be architecture and there will be people that are.
And it'll be like cuatro.
That's nice. That's nice. Alicia, is it true that you're gonna use some of the carousel in this mural?
Yes.
The old carousel?
Am I gonna use the old carousel? No. We're gonna do an homage in a way. Not an homage. That's a bad word.
There's gonna be
There's gonna be
Elements.
representation
Yeah,
elements. Yeah, representation of the carousel, but not in a.
I thought you were going to use the actual carousel that's
No.
actually in the city
No.
dump.
I don't know where you got that from, but no. No.
Did you steal the planning for the
No, of course not. I mean, now you know. Now we're able to be here, and then on the record, you know, we're able to be here to clarify, you know, and for you to ask the questions, and the questions have been asked, and I think the answers will clarify and answer itself of all the allegations and the gossip, maybe.
So, okay,
that's
so
been
you
going on.
never took any information
No.
from prior mural
No.
proposals, rough drafts, anything
No.
like that?
No, absolutely
And
not.
applied it to this mural? Never did.
Never did. I was not, and to clear it up even further, because I think this is important, is to clear it up, just that this is a WCA project. This is a project that Adriana had, and she went with her with the WCA team and chose the walls and took
Cool.
pictures, and Andy was part of it, and I came in on the first call that they did, on the first public call that they did for artists. That's where I came in.
Which the wall was already
What,
decided.
there was already decided. That's the day I found out what.
The wall was already decided?
Okay.
In closing, describe the mural, the way it feels to you, in one word. And just pass it around.
In one word,
Oh, that's really hard. I don't think
it's three.
the way it feels to me,
Yeah.
it's a process, man. That's how it feels. It's
10 words now.
process.
One word.
Process.
Follow directions.
Process.
Okay. I'm kidding.
That's the word. Process.
May I come back?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm still thinking.
Yeah, because this just
Can we?
I can't do it.
Best one.
Can we take a 10-minute?
La raza.
All right. That's including what says does not know how to add. You don't know how to add. I said one word. One word. But all right, whatever. La raza, right? Sale después. That's
I'll
fine.
answer.
Oh yeah. I'll show you.
Esperanza. There you go.
Nice. Alicia, thinking about one word.
Community. I just if you said what are my vision for the mural, what are my goals for the mural, I could answer. But how do I feel about the mural is different.
How do I feel? Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't even know if it's community.
One word.
What I feel.
How do I feel about the mural? You don't want to know.
Okay.
I already said.
Yeah, you said yeah.
Yeah.
I said already.
Yeah.
You
I
know.
can tell you what I want my one word to be.
Okay.
Presente.
Presente.
Yeah. It's just that. That's it.
That's cool. No, that's a great. That's
beautiful
great. That's a great choice. Presente. That's a great choice. So yeah, anything else you guys want to say regarding this mural? I'll just pass it around. If you don't want to say anything, don't say anything. But yeah, go ahead.
Well, I just want to say that we as Hispanic or Latinos or whatever you want to call it, we need to go out to the streets and make ourselves present in the community, but we need to do it with a good heart, and we need to do it with goodwill, building, networking, with kindness and good ideas. We don't need to fight. We don't need to get bullshit around the what some other people is doing. At the end, we are living in the same place, and we can avoid that. We can avoid the neighbor. We can avoid whatever is happening next door. So for me, it's better to come out with a clean brush and paint something nice. At the end, like the poem of Netzahualcoyotl, of Native American poet says, lo único que dejamos son flores y poemas. Let's do it.
Maybe that should be a quote.
Might have found her quote. I just want to add that I'm excited to be a part of this community mural because people, children all over Santa Ana will have something that they will see when they go home from school or whatever that will be theirs, and that they won't have to go to museums or other places to go see. So it's going to be our gift to the community so they know that they exist and that they have a voice.
I don't know. I think what Moises said is what my heart said, actually. I don't know how he did that. But one thing I would say, the process is still open. There's 3 months of creative process that's going to happen. There is this amount of work that we still have to achieve, and sponsorship, and people that, you care about Santana, you want to see this mural, you want to represent the surveys and what the community voice is. Come help us, man. Come help us build this together. It's open for you to come and give your opinion, to give your input, to tell us how you feel, to yell at us. Come to the meeting. Let's make this work. It's open. The invitation is open to any group, any association, any individual. We're not going to close it to absolutely anybody. And I think that was kind of the decision we made about, hearing all the voices, whether they're pro or against. And we're in a tough spot because of it. But on a personal note, this is why this is a wonderful process, and how exciting, and how I'm so goddamn lucky to be a part of this, and how it happened, and how grateful I am to be working with these people. Because it comes down to that camaraderie and friendship in a way, and sharing that time with the people that we're sharing it with, and the present, and all these outside voices and all these outside things of negating or pro or supporting. At the end, it's going to be the space that I know when I paint, and where nothing touches, nothing else is there, and this is this transcendent place that I go when I paint that I can't explain in words, and how amazing that is that I'm gonna share it with these people. That's my thing. Like, I'm amazed by that. I melt.
Do you want to? I just want to think a little
Okay.
bit more.
What it means? What this mural
Yeah.
means?
Any last thing
words.
you want to
Okay,
say about the
You
mural?
know, the whole thing, everything. You know.
It's been a process. It hasn't been easy. You know, I knew it wasn't gonna be easy, and I knew I know it's gonna take a lot of people to get this done. It's a big mural, and we're working on. We have very limited time, so we gotta work fast, and it's a big process. We've been doing things the way we have all been agreeing to, and at first we couldn't put we couldn't make this public, but this is still a process. It hasn't been done yet, so the invitation is still out there. You know, we're not excluding anybody. So if people are saying we're not reaching out to anybody out there, they already know that this is going on. This is out there. So if they want to join, they're welcome to. Well, we have time, but we are working on very limited timing and limited budget. But I think we all have our hearts in the right place. And we're all doing this because we love art, we love the community, we want to do something positive, we want to leave our marks in that wall, you know. We want people to know that we're here, we want people to know that this community is here, that we exist, and you know, and we want people to enjoy that view when they drive by, when they walk by, and we personally, I want to have that feeling again, that rush, that excitement of having community people come up and express themselves and maybe experience a little bit with art, because from my experience I've seen that a lot of people here in my community are not very, they haven't been exposed to art very much because of their jobs, because they don't have time, because of family. And to me, art is very therapeutic, and it's helped me a lot, and I believe in it, and I think it's a great medicine, and that's why I want to give it out. You know, I want to give something out from what I've learned. You know, from what has helped me as a person, as an individual, because I'm also troubled like everybody else. You know, I have problems, dramas, all this stuff, you know. But whenever I draw, I paint, I write, it makes me feel better. And I think that I see a lot of people having a lot of issues out there, and from work, from, you know, stress and everything else. And I want people to know that art is there for them, you know, and I want them to experience it. And I also want to see more artists out there, you know, like more kids to get introduced to art. Maybe you can have more Diego Riveras, more Picassos, you know, more Goyas, more maestros like Moises Camacho, or, you know, anybody else that's really big out there, you know, like to learn, you know, and to have more, you know, so that we produce more artists out there, more artists like that are renowned, that are known, you know, that are good. And to show people what we're able and we're capable of.
Okay. I think I don't have that much more to say, but one thing that I think I should say is, you asked how is this a community mural, and like if you look around this room, you know, at who these people are who are driving this project forward, these are all Santaneros, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm really impressed by their vision and by their will to move this forward and to have this mural in the community. So I think that's all I have to add.
Nice. Okay. There you go. Good conversation, guys. Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for being here and for opening up and discussing this mural. Ready to be crucified.
I miss
We'll
class.
see. It's all right. Yeah, well,
So now-
thanks guys again.
Can we get the stickers?
Yes.
He said that maybe we can come out for like a group picture right in front of the house.
We'll do that, yeah. We'll do that right now. Ready?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Sure.